So always asking. So let's say it's a wedding and you want all the images to have the same color grade. So here's how I do it. So on the edited photo, I'm going to hold shift and select the layers or folders here and then drag and drop them onto another photo. In this video, I'll be answering a few photo editing questions you've left in the comments. Okay, let's do this. So EKs or IKs Media is asking, how can you copy the colors you've applied on the photos of the same person or image? So I get this question a lot, and here is another one from Angeline. How do I process a batch of photos so that they're all the same or similar? Thank you, Angeline, for grabbing the Beauty Retouching Actions Pack. I really appreciate your support. And here's another one from Olu. So let's say it's a wedding and you want to have the same grade on all images. So just to mention a few, and sorry guys if I'm not pronouncing your names right. So I've got two photos from the same photo shoot. He's asking, after I edit one of them, how do I transfer the same edit to the other photo for a similar look? So here is the simplest way and how I do it. Let me just edit this one real quick. So I'm going to go to window here and then select actions here. So under skin tone gradients, I'm going to left click on light, medium, dark skin tone here. So the gradient map is going to pop up. So from here, I'm just going to click on the gradient here, and then the gradient editor is going to pop up. I want to go down here and open all skin tone gradient folder by clicking on this icon. So from here, I'm going to go through these gradients to see which one works for this image. So to download these gradients, the link is in the description below. They are part of my skin tone gradient pack. I'm going to use this gradient, just going to left click on it, and then I'm going to click OK, and then OK here. So this is the before, this is the after. If the effect is too much, I can always reduce the opacity here to maybe 80%. This is the before, this is the after. So to make the photo stand out a bit more, I'll go back to my actions and click on the contrast. So this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. So the contrast action is part of my Beauty Retouching Actions Pack. Again, the download link is in the description below. Same thing here. If the effect is too much, I'll reduce the opacity to like maybe 80%. So this is the before all the adjustments. This is the after. This is the before. This is the after. So now to copy this edit to my other photo, I'll make sure the first layer or folder is selected, and then I'll hold shift and click on the last layer or folder I want to copy. Then I'll just drag them onto the second photo, like this. Let me just close my action panel by clicking on this icon here. So this is the before, this is the after. So from here, I can play with the opacity and try to get them as close as possible. Maybe reduce the opacity of this to 60%. Let me just go back to this. I think this is okay. So this is how I do it. So if you want to see more videos like this one, where I answer your questions, give this video a like. If it gets over 500 likes, I'll drop another one. And if you have any questions that you would like me to feature in the next video, just leave them in the comment below. So Cheap Guitars and More is asking, I remove the pimples one by hand. Is there an easy way, or is removing them by hand the only way? So there are quite a few ways you can remove pimples or blemishes. Here is how I do it. I'm going to make a copy of my background layer by drag and dropping the background layer on this layer icon here. So let me just zoom in a little bit, Ctrl or Command plus on the keyboard. So the closest way to removing the blemishes or the pimples at once is by using the patch tool. So I'm going to go to my tools and select the patch tool here. I'm going to make a selection, and then I'm going to hold shift on the keyboard. You'll see the plus sign next to the patch tool. So now I can keep selecting more pimples or blemishes like this. So when I'm done, I'm going to let go of the shift key on the keyboard, and then I'm going to drag this somewhere here. This is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. Still, I haven't answered the question. So the question was, is there an easy way to remove the blemishes or the pimples at once? Yes, there is a way you can remove the pimples at once in Photoshop. Let me show you. I've already made a copy of this layer, or let me just delete it like this and make a copy of this background layer by dragging it and dropping it on this layer icon here. Then I'm going to go to filter, retouch for me, and then retouch for me heal. Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit like this. So you can see the blemishes are gone here. This is the before, this is the after. Let's go on the face. This is the before, this is the after. How cool and how quick is that? From here, I'm just going to click on make mask here and then click on apply here. Let me just zoom in like this. So if you ask me again, is there an easier way to do the dodge and burn. Yes, there is an easy way to do the dodge and burn at once. Let me show you. I'm going to hold Control or Command, Alternate or Option, and then Shift and then E on the keyboard to make a visible stamp layer. From here, I'm going to go to Filter, Retouch for me, and then select Retouch for me dodge and burn, and wait for the plugin to do the dodge and burn for me. So if I want more of this effect, I can just take the blend all the way to maybe 200. This is the before, this is the after. If this is too much, you can just reduce it to maybe 150 for this image. This is the before, this is the after. I'm going to click Apply here. Let me just zoom out, Control or Command +0. I'm going to make another visible stamp layer. I'm going to hold Control or Command, Alternate or Option, and then Shift and then E on the keyboard to make a visible stamp layer. Then I'm going to go to Filter, Retouch for me. Then I'm going to select Portrait Volumes. Let me just make it bigger here. So the Portrait Volumes has just added that 3D look to this image. If the effect is too much, I can just reduce the blend here to maybe 75%. Or if I want more of this effect, I can just take it all the way to 200%. This is too much. Let me just find the balance maybe to 95%, and then I'm going to click on Apply here. This is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. So to get these plugins by Retouch for me, the links will be in the description below. So Godsmack is asking how to remove the background. Omotayo is asking how to edit and change the background. So I'll combine these two. So there are so many ways you can remove the background in Photoshop. So let me show you just a few. If you want to make that precise selection, use the pen tool. So you can go to your tools here and select the pen tool. I'm going to just make my selection like this. This is just a quick one I'm trying to show you, but you can just be precise. So when you're done, just connect the points, right click and select, make selection here. You can use the feather of maybe 0.5 or 0 and then click OK. So now you have a selection like this. Let me deselect this. I'm going to press M on the keyboard to select the marquee tool, right click, and then I'm going to select deselect here. So the other method is to go on your tools and then select the quick selection here. So with the quick selection, just drag it on your subject. So the quick selection will select the subject for you like this. Let me just deselect this. I'm going to right click and then select deselect here. So if you're using the latest version of Photoshop, just go on your tools here and select subject here. From here, just go on the select subject here, click on this drop down icon here and then select cloud here. From here now, you can just click on subject here. So Photoshop is going to select the subject for you. So to use this cloud selection, you have to be connected to the internet. So now let's remove our subject from the background. So I'm going to hold Shift on the keyboard and then I'm going to go to select and then select and mask. So refine edge panel is going to pop up. So from here we can make a few adjustments to make our selection here smooth. I'll start by enabling smart radius by clicking on this box here, and then I can add a little bit of radius to my selection here. So this will depend on the image that you are working on. For this one, I'm going to use the radius of 4, and then smoothness, how smooth I want the edges to be. I'm going to just put 2 here. Feather, I'm going to skip it. Contrast, I'm going to skip it. Shift edge, let me just drag it down. See what's happening here. If I take it this side, I'm adding more of that edge, but I'm going to take it to maybe -80 like this. So from here, I'm going to check the decontaminate colors here. I'm just going to leave it at 50%. You can see here, the brush is selected here. So with this brush, I can paint here to refine these edges like that. Let me just move this here. Then I can paint like that. We have view here. Let me just click on this icon here, and then I can select how I want to view this image. So from here, I'm just going to go on output to new layer with layer mask. Click on remember the settings and then click OK. So I've removed the background. So I'm going to go on this circle here. I'm going to left click on it and then I'm going to select solid color here. From here, I'm just going to click OK. And then I'm going to drag this layer and drop it down here. So we have a black background. Let me go on my tools and select the move tool here. So if I want to change it to a different color, I can just double click on this solid color here and then pick any color from my image, or I can just pick a color here. If I want, I can change it to this color and then click OK like this. So what I can do to fix this is to go to my tools here and select the brush tool here. And then I'm going to select this layer mask here. I'm going to make sure the foreground color here is set to white by clicking on this icon. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, make sure opacity is at 100%, flow is at 100%. Then I'm just going to paint this part like this. So I'm going to zoom out, Ctrl or Command +0 on the keyboard. So this is the easiest way you can remove your subject from the background and change the background if you want. So if you want to retouch fast and level up your retouching skills, you should check out my Beauty Retouching Actions Pack. The link will be in the description below. And if you want to learn how to shoot amazing portraits, you should check this video here.